Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Desiree and I'm a certified nutrition health coach, and I like to talk about all things health and wellness on my channel. Please subscribe and like this video and help my channel build momentum. Today's video is part 2 of the Starch Solution book. And in my last video, I told you guys that I had been following the Starch Solution for a month. I lost 5 pounds, and I said that my knee pain went away when I had bent down in my kitchen to get something, and when I got up, I was bracing for knee pain and it wasn't there. So yesterday was Saturday, and I was able to go for a jog outside on the blacktop. I had no knee pain. I couldn't believe it. It was a great day. So it's working, and I'm going to read a couple more pieces out of this book. So part 1 of the book, Healing with Starch. It says, starch is the key ingredient. Diet and nutrition advice is often focused on how much we ought to eat and misses the point. More important than how much, how often, and when we eat is what we eat. Different kinds of animals require different types of diets. We humans are built to thrive on starch. The more rice, corn, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and beans we eat, the trimmer, more energetic, and healthier we become. Starch, really? Isn't that for laundry? Yes, but it's also the key to optimum health and satiety. We hear a lot about carbohydrates and whether or not we should eat them. We don't hear enough about the most valuable type of carbohydrate, starch. It says, look at the globe. Any region with a large population of trim, healthy people reveals the same truth. Healthy populations get most of their calories from starch. Throughout civilization and around the world, 6 foods have provided our primary fuel: barley, corn, millet, potatoes, rice, and wheat. It says, the truth is well known. Despite the drone from big business seeking to deafen our ears to it, sound advice to eat more vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, and less fat from meat and dairy products has been given since the 1950s. In the introduction to a 1977 report from the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Nutrition and Human Needs, Dr. Mark Hegsted of the Harvard School of Public Health wrote, I wish to stress that there is a great deal of evidence, and it continues to accumulate, which strongly implicates and, in some instances, proves that the major causes of death and disability in the United States are related to the diet we eat. I include coronary artery disease, which accounts for nearly half of the deaths in the United States. Several of the most important forms of cancer, hypertension, diabetes, and obesity, as well as other chronic diseases. In 2002, the World Health Organization published a report explaining that the shift toward refined foods, foods of animal origin, and increased fats was behind the global epidemics of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. The report predicted that by 2020, 2/3 of the global burden of disease will be attributable to chronic, non-communicable diseases, most of them strongly associated with diet. And guess what, folks? It's 2025, and this is what's happening. Our unwillingness to respond to this vast base of knowledge from ancient to modern has resulted in the greatest health crisis known to humankind. Worldwide, 1.1 billion people are overweight and 312 million obese. 18 million die of heart disease annually, more than 197 million have diabetes, and half of all people following a Western diet will develop life-threatening cancers, which is what we're seeing happen now. Excuse me. It's not just individuals who are suffering. Alongside escalating human sickness, we are experiencing environmental catastrophes that are due in large part to abandoning a diet based on starches in favor of putting meat at the center of the plate. As you will learn throughout the Starch Solution, your change to a starch-based diet will do far more than heal your body. You will be making a contribution to changes that ripple out far beyond the foods on your plate. The shift, if adopted widely, will drastically shrink the pharmaceutical and medical industries by preventing and curing common illnesses including obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, arthritis, and intestinal disturbances ranging from heartburn to constipation. The starch solution can help you lose weight and feel and look better, and with no extra effort, help to heal the world around you. Okay, guys, let's flip over to here. Chapter 2, people passionate about starches are healthy and beautiful. People spend thousands of dollars on clothes, cars, makeup, perfume, and plastic surgery to achieve what they believe to be more pleasing appearances. And yet, at the same time, they sacrifice their well-being for the sake of unhealthy foods they have developed a preference for, remaining in denial that these foods cause dependency and illness in much the same way that cigarettes, alcohol, and narcotics do. Too few people know that for free they can have all the health and beauty that money can't buy. And my last piece is I'm going to be reading some success stories out of this book to you. But first, it says, excess starch does not turn to body fat. A widely held myth holds that the sugars and starches are readily converted into fat, which is then stored visibly in our abdomen, hips, and buttocks. If you read the published research, you will see that there is no disagreement about this whatsoever among scientists, and that they say that this is incorrect. After eating, we break down the complex carbohydrates and starchy foods into simple sugars. These sugars are absorbed into the bloodstream, where they are transported to trillions of cells throughout the body for energy. If you eat more carbohydrate than your body needs, you'll store up to 2 pounds of it invisibly in the muscles and liver in the form of glycogen. If you eat more carbohydrate than you can use and store, you'll burn the remainder off as body heat and through physical movement other than sports, such as walking to work, typing, yard work, and fidgeting. Here is an email that one of the clients or patients sent to Dr. John McDougall. It says, I was talking to my neighbor and he noticed that I had lost weight. My coat now buttons. His comment was that I looked great and to keep up the good work and lay off the mashed potatoes. We both have some great recipes for mashed potatoes. Of course, I said nothing to the contrary, but those mashed potatoes have been my daily main course many days with a side of vegetables. There's so much misinformation about starches. No wonder people are so fat and fail on their diets. One thing I noticed after a couple of weeks on the diet is that my intense cravings for meat, dairy, and oil are gone. I switched from coffee with cream and honey to hot lemon water. Binging thoughts are gone. I had a couple of stress-filled days this past week, and instead of eating everything in sight to soothe myself, I just ate some mashed potatoes and broccoli, spinach, and corn. That was filling, my favorite foods, and that was it. No more stress or overeating. Great plan. Sincerely, and then the patient's name. What this doctor suggests and what I've been doing is when you're filling your lunch or dinner plate or even breakfast plate, and we'll get into that in future videos, you do 50% of the plate in one of the starches mentioned, and then 50% of the plate in vegetables or fruits. And that's what I've been doing for dinner, using sauces that I like, spices, flavors that I like, and it's working. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.